Hey everyone, Unwrap guy here. Now today I'm going to show everyone how to replace the bar tape on a road bike handlebars. Now this is just a Scatante from Performance Bike, but it could be applicable to most any road bike with this type of handlebar. So the first thing you're going to want to do, there's this little plug in the end. You're going to want to pull that out. And you may want to keep it in case your new bar tape didn't come with one. Then what you're going to do is unwrap, and something I would recommend doing is paying attention to the way in which it was wrapped. So you can see this was previously wrapped where it was angled forward. And then once it comes back here, it twists, it goes the other way. And that's just important to make a mental note of. And actually what you may want to do, just as a sanity check, is get your camera phone and snap a photo of the direction of the rotation. That way if you get stuck or you forget, you can just look at your photo, because obviously once you pull this off, you're not going to have it anymore. You probably have to stick your finger in there to pull this out, and this will be an important step when we wrap the new bar tape on. But this part comes out, and then you just kind of find the end. Okay, and then once you get it going, just unwrap all the way. What you're going to want to do before you get to this part is pop this up. This just kind of rolls up. See? And then that's actually going this twist at this part. So and this was wrapped a little bit different than I'm going to wrap mine. This actually had one continuous piece of tape. But when we get to wrapping it to this piece right here, you'll see where I have a piece that's designed for this. There we go. And then it goes through again. And now you're to this part up here. And that's good. This particular handlebar already has tape on there to hold the brake cable down. So I won't have to retape that because that tape's not damaged. But if it was, you would want to retape it with electrical tape, because you don't want your brake cables trying to pop out and disrupting your bar tape, you know. And then this last piece right here just popped right off. It's just a little piece of electrical tape. So now we've got this side of the bar tape off. Just again inspect, make sure your brake cables are held down securely, you know, with tape, and that it's not damaged, and they are. So now we're going to wrap the new tape. Where I was saying this was different, this little short piece, and you can check out my kit that I got the SRAM bar tape. this is designed to go here. So whereas the tape I just took off, you could see how it was tied through, this eliminates that. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is, again, make sure this is rolled up. Take the little adhesive strip off of this. Not all bar tape has adhesive on it, but this does. Just gonna place it on this side, right there. And I'm gonna wrap it around to the other side. I want to make sure it's good and tight and that it'll go up under that thing when it comes back down. Now you're going to get your bar tape. And this is SRAM bar tape. It actually came with a little plug. And this is the tape right here. And again, you're going to want to pay attention to your direction. And I'm actually pulling out my camera phone to look at that picture. Not that I can't remember this, but I just want to have a sanity check before I do all of this and have to create rework. So it was angled that way. So what we're going to do now is undo this tape. It does have an adhesive backing. You want to take that off. Again, not all bar tape has adhesive backing, but this does. I actually prefer it with because it makes putting it on a lot easier in my opinion. Okay, so I've got that off. And then what I'm going to do is start the rolling on process. So it was angled this way. What you're going to want to do is start out, leave some out at the end because that's going to have to tuck under. It's a very important step. And then you're going to wrap this really tightly. So when you're pulling it, kind of stretch. I mean, not so much that you're going to break the tape, but you want it to be tight. Tightly wrapped. And on this particular tape it says SRAM in the middle. That's kind of a good indicator of where I'm going with it. And again, just keep it constantly tight. Because as you know, after you've used bar tape for a while, it's going to start to stick up and that. So if you don't get it tight in the beginning, your time spent putting new bar tape on has been somewhat wasted. That little piece I put on there popped off, but that's fine because when we get to that, we'll fix it. Just need to make sure it's pushed back down enough so that it can be wrapped over though. Getting around that brake lever is a little bit tricky there. This right here is where it gets a little bit confusing. Because now you're actually going to rotate. And that's going to be covered up, by the way, when that thing comes back down. But you're now going to change direction. As you can see here. Again, keep this tight too, because this is just as important as the lower part. And it's important to get that sufficient amount of overlap, because as you know from grabbing these bars, this tends to move around, and if it moves around and you didn't get the sufficient amount of overlap, you're going to be grabbing bare bars with your hands. But don't overlap too much to where you run out of tape. Good thing about this SRAM tape is that I've been overlapping quite a bit, and I still have sufficient amount of tape. So that's an extreme positive, and it makes me even happier that I bought this SRAM tape. I bought the SRAM tape because it was red, and I thought that looked cool with my bike. Because when you're from Italy, those Italian colors are red and white and green. So make sure when I ride the Tour de France, everybody knows I'm in charge. That's pretty cool. You can see I didn't even have to wrap it that far in, but I did anyway, because I didn't want to cut the tape. That's perfect. Now your final step, you're going to want to make sure that's kind of pushed down, and then push your little thingamajiggy over it like that. And then you're going to need to tape this end part. This SRAM tape actually came with a little piece of electrical tape. Just go to your store and get your standard electrical tape if it didn't. Actually, this is one minor complaint I have, and I've got electrical tape. That's enough to kind of hold that on until I get the rest, but I'm going to wrap some more around it. There's no need to not do it right, so I've got a roll of just standard electrical tape right here. And that looks perfect. Look at that. That's how to wrap a road bike handlebar. Now there's one step to finish it, and that's why this excess on the bottom was important. Push that excess in the middle of the handlebar. Get your cap. There you go. Look at that. Perfect. And actually, you know what? It's not quite perfect. So if you fail to do it correctly like I just did with that, get you a little something to pop it out. So what it was, there was a little piece that was not under, and I could see that coming out over time. So push it in, make sure that you got all your edges covered. I had a little edge on this side over here that wasn't in, so it's going to be tricky. So I'm going to hold it in and then push this, and now that's perfect. Nothing's going to come out. So that's how to wrap a road bike's handlebar. Super simple. Again, check out the video description. You can see a link to where I bought this SRAM bar tape. I like it a lot because it's red, and you can get different colors as well. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, youtube.com/IRIXGuy, and share this video and any of my videos with others. Y'all have a good day.